Okay, joining me today is again someone very, very special. He's, of course, one of the Cinema experts who's giving you all the insights into what's happening at the Indian Premier League, but he's also been part of the IPL in the larger scale. He's been part of the Royal Challengers Bengaluru setup for a while. Thank you so much for joining in, Mike Hesson. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you. Looking forward to it.
Mike, first off, I know I'm going to ask you the question that every single RCB fan, and that's many in the country, who are asking, what is wrong with the team?
Oh, look, I think there were issues probably leading up to the auction and then post-auction. So I don't think, unfortunately, there were too many surprises from a bowling perspective. And obviously, outside of Virat's form and DK, that middle order probably hasn't been quite as proficient as RCB would have liked. But it's probably more the bowling lineup that, as I said, even post-auction, there were always some concerns about that.
Mike, you did mention the bowling, and that's where my next question is. What is it that they have sort of mixed a trick regarding that particular unit once more? It seems like something that seems to ail them quite often.
Look, I think when you remove some Indian talent from there, the likes of Harshal Patel, and then you lose Hazelwood, and, there was Hasaranga, so therefore you don't have that attacking weapon through the middle. And in high-scoring games, unless you're taking wickets throughout, then it makes it really challenging. And unless you've got people that can close the innings out, it also makes it challenging. And I guess you combine that with the fact that Siraj has been used in different places and probably hasn't quite found the form of last season. You add that all together, and it sort of leads to a pretty challenging job for the captain.
You've been part of the setup for a while, Mike. You know how passionate the RCB fan is. We hear it from every single person that I speak to who's been part of that setup. How disappointed are they, and what is it that you would like to tell an RCB fan today?
Oh, look, I think everybody's hurting. I think there's no doubt that, from having been in that camp a long time, there are a lot of really passionate players. That support staff is passionate about, performing well for RCB. So they will very much be hurting, as will the fans. Look, I think it's a matter of it can turn around. Can it turn around this year? Well, that's, they're certainly running out of opportunities to do so. But yeah, look, I think just a real restructure around their thinking around the bowling attack will make a big difference. As I said, I think when you play half your games at Chinnaswamy, if you don't have an attack that can at least keep sides to a par score, then it makes it really difficult, puts a lot of pressure on that batting lineup. So, I'm sure they're taking stock, and I'm sure they're assessing what happened this year, and they'll look to make changes in the future.
You mentioned Virat Kohli. How important is someone like Virat for a T20 setup? He's looking really good here. Can you even see an Indian T20 squad for the World Cup without someone like Virat?
No, I certainly can't see it without someone like Virat. He is, he's done it so many times, and he's done it in pressure situations. So I think it's really difficult to compare somebody who just performs in the IPL compared to somebody who has done it for years in the international scene and can front up in big matches. So Virat is in fine touch. He has been the last couple of IPLs. He has been when he's, been to the last T20 World Cup. He was exceptional. That game against Pakistan, he pretty much won single-handedly. So, and that was when he actually hadn't entered that tournament in great touch. So you add to that the fact now he's feeling good, he's playing well. I think he's a huge player for India heading into this World Cup.
And of course, with that Hero Cam feature of the Cinema broadcast that you're a part of, everyone gets a little too up close to someone like Virat. How exciting is something like that feature for a viewer who can't really be at the stadiums?
Well, I think you go to the stadium to be close to players, don't you? But if you've got the Hero Cam, you can get even closer, and you can identify the player you really want to watch and spend a lot of time on. And whether it be MS Dhoni, whether it be Virat, whether it be Rohit, you've got the opportunity to actually see how they go about their day. In the field, someone like Virat is running from long on to long on, every innings. So, at the end of every over. So you can sort of see how much work they can do off the scene. Obviously, when they're batting, the amount of discussions they can have with their partner, how that communication goes. So you really start to feel like you're part of the game. So it's just it's a really lovely addition.
Couple of questions and we'll let you go, Mike. One, of course, Bengaluru taking on Hyderabad. It's a high-octane clash because we know Hyderabad is looking so much different than what they have all these years. How do you see that matchup, and what's the key bat versus ball contest that you're really looking forward to?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Siraj against Abhishek and Travis Head at the top. I think Siraj, local boy, obviously from Hyderabad, has bowled there a lot over the years. I think if he can swing the ball early on and then get the one to go straight across, he can travel. He can really, take on those left-handers. And if you don't get wickets early, then RCB will find those middle overs tough. So for me, that's a great matchup. And I'm looking forward to the fact that we know SRH will just continue to come hard. So that in itself will create opportunity for RCB. Whether they're able to take them or not, I think will dictate the outcome of the game.
Last question before we let you go. We're more than halfway into this edition already. Who are your 4 picks? I'm making this easy for you.
Look, I think RR are definitely there. I think they're probably the top side. LSG would be another one who I think is very much up there. KKR, I think, is hanging on and has some, a lot of players that are in fine form at the moment. And I think Mumbai will slide up towards the back end and will hit the playoffs running. CSK are one of those ones who I think will be right on the borderline and will be batting with them eye for that last spot.
Wow, nice one there, Mike. Thank you so much. That does it then. That wraps up our session here. Thanks a lot. It's been a pleasure as always.
Thank you. Enjoyed it. Thanks.